at the end of the world, Jose.
It's true.
It's a good thing we found our way
Judgment
here
Day.
because we've actually been building a lot of worlds and repopulating lands.
I created that right there. I did that.
It's pretty good work. Did you do it playing From Dust?
Sure did.
That's what we're reviewing today. This is another game in Microsoft's stunning Summer of Arcade.
They've been hitting home runs so far.
They've been killing it this year. I mean, Bastion, we love. The Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet's pretty cool. What do you think of this one?
It's a very different game. What you're supposed to do is guide these tribesmen on this island to their destination of where they need to go, maybe create a town in the process, and then ultimately get to the exit and after you fulfill your goals for each set of levels. But doing that is one of the coolest things I've seen in a video game. You're collecting dust or collecting water, collecting lava, and you're creating all this land in this game, and it gets insanely crazy.
It's really a puzzle game, sort of wrapped in this God game look. It looks like Populous or Black and White, but you're not really building towns. You're really just trying to keep your villagers alive and let them travel from location to location from these totems.
And unlock the different power-ups that you get when you create.
It took me a while to get my head around that. The game's all about the interplay between the earth and the water and the lava, and how the lava, if it hits water, will harden into rock. And if you pick up the sand and you drop it on a little spout of water, you can stop the water from coming out. It's a really clever idea. I just found that over time, there were elements of the gameplay that started to frustrate me. And the first thing was the pathfinding. Because this game's all about getting your tribesmen, from one area to the next, but you don't control them. So you've got to just say, all right, I got to build this land bridge over this water and hope that they figure out how to get there.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought that was one of the coolest things about the game was that they'll go in any direction you plan out for them.
What I liked about From Dust was that it just sort of gave you this world and gives you, the two triggers, and then you've got your D-pad. The left trigger lets you pick stuff up, the right trigger lets you dump it. It's a really simple, beautiful way that you kind of play through this game. I appreciated that.
Especially mixed in with the different power-ups. There's like gellify the water. So if there's a tsunami coming, you can gellify the water for up to a minute and sort of like create a little escape out and it'll take the chunks out of the water.
But over time in this game, I found myself frustrated by, again, there was the pathfinding, and the second big thing, I mentioned Populous and Black and White. Now those are both PC games. And I really struggled with the control in this game. It really requires exact precision. And with the joystick, it felt like I was never really in control the right way.
I can see that.
A game like Populous or a game like Black and White, you've got that mouse control, it's really dialed in.
This definitely does have a PC game feel to it.
I felt like a giant baby. I felt like a baby god. I'm just like picking it up and going, "Mwah!" It's not really the fault of the game, it's the fault of the platform, and maybe this is an instance where I didn't feel the game and the platform matched. I mean, even on the iPad, I would have loved to have seen a version of this kind of game.
Collect stuff?
Yeah, right?
Release. Look at this. Look at that.
Should call Ubisoft.
It was a good experience. I wish it was a little bit longer as well. Like you can just sit there and play through it and all of a sudden you're at the end of the game. And you're like, well, okay, and do some of these challenges, but even it's not enough to keep me wanting to come back to From Dust. I mean, I enjoyed myself, but this wasn't a home run for me.
And I think it's exactly right. You look at it in the first couple minutes you're playing it, it's really a fresh new experience. And then you realize these limitations, and it starts to take away some of that enjoyment, like sand going into the water.
That's like he was Sukita.
Well, what do you say we dig up a couple scores for From Dust? What are you going to give it?
I wanted a little bit more from Dust. I'm giving it a 7. Really enjoyed it though.
I agree. 7 out of 10. It's kind of interesting, but I don't know if it's worth it.